Hello and welcome to Too Fast, Too Forever. There's all kinds of family. We chose this one. This is episode 243, commentary audio track for the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. I'm Joey Lewandowski.
I'm Joe, too.
Joe, we realized that
What?
We love this movie so much that in our preparation of me going away to Spain for a couple of weeks and like having episodes recorded ahead of time, we're like, we'll do the first 3 movies. That's fine. We're not going to get to the Tokyo Drift episode for this lap for like another 2 months. So
yeah.
We're watching this movie. We already watch these movies too much, but we're watching this in extra time this lap. So, I mean, it's short, it's good, it's wonderful, we love it. But that's dedication, I think.
I think so, too. But also, like, 1, you don't have to tell me to rewatch Tokyo Drift. And 2, yeah, I just want to reestablish the commitment that if we watch this movie 2 months before we're recording, we're watching it again when it's time to record.
Yes, sir.
That's the rules.
Mm-hmm.
Like, 1 day, maybe, like, at the most I've done, like, 3 days in advance. But that's other than that, too much. You have to do it again.
So this, if this is your first episode, or if you missed the last 2, we're not talking about the movie like a dissection of it or whatever. This is meant to be listened to while watching the movie. We have it paused right now as the universal globe is spinning, the sun just cresting over the top. So pause it there. We'll do a 3, 2, 1 countdown. You can watch it with us, or if not, that's fine too. We should hopefully should be entertaining enough. I mean, if you like the podcast, I don't know that we're entertaining, but if you like the podcast, it's probably entertaining enough that you can listen to this on its own. We will try to do that, but ideally meant to be listened to while watching the movie. So, Joe, are you ready to watch The Fast and the Furious, Tokyo Drift?
Is colon the official title? But yes.
There's a colon in there, yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. I don't know what punctuation's in there, but I know for sure right here, Tokyo Drift. Okay. Are you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, play.
Get the good Universal logo.
See, the difficulty, I think, obviously you get more from every movie when you listen with actual sound. We have the sound low so we can hear each other and,
yes.
talk and not have bleed through. But this movie in particular, missing out on the soundtrack is going to be kind of a bummer, right?
Yeah, I mean, I get, a whisper of DJ Shadow here.
Just a little DJ Shadow.
Yeah.
A shadow of Shadow.
Do you remember we referenced that a lot? There was I forget what movie it was. I think it was Triangle. Rachel, was it Triangle, the one with the whisper of ketamine?
No, that's Coherence.
Coherence, and the movie Coherence. Have you ever seen this movie, Joey?
I saw it a while ago, but I haven't seen it in a while. I don't remember what's the whisper of ketamine in Coherence.
She's passing out tea, and they're like, "Did you put anything in this tea?" And she's like, "Just a whisper of ketamine." And we're like, "Whoa, that's not something." Sorry. Hearing a whisper of DJ Shadow just reminded me of that part.
I remember Coherence being pretty good. I mean, that's not the movie we're here to talk about right now, but...
No, sorry.
Stop. We're 3 minutes
Did you have metal
into this.
detectors at school?
No.
No, neither did I.
I went to a very privileged high school.
Makes sense.
You went to a private high school, right? So...
Yeah, all boys private high school, but yeah, we didn't have any metal detectors.
JJ, Sonny Chiba.
Is that what he was billed as?
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's carrying McDonald's?
We've had this conversation with Wes before, yeah. That I think that, Wes mentioned, one of the school he went to or something might have had a fast food place in it. That was, one of the high school lunch
I remember
options.
that now. I remember the conversation now having it. But, the episode of King of the Hill that I watched today just before we started recording this, Peggy brings Bobby... she needs to have a serious conversation with him, and he knows what's up. She's like, well, let's go to Whataburger. He's like, yeah. So, Whataburger is there. Let's have a serious restaurant.
Are they in Texas or are they in?
Yeah, in Texas.
Okay.
In
I didn't
Arlen,
know if it was
Texas.
Arkansas. If it was Arkansas or Texas or, one of these places. So.
Oh yeah, Arlen. Show's great.
Really, you like it a lot?
Yeah, especially compared to as I'm watching The Simpsons right now for the. We're into season 11 of The Simpsons and season 4 of King of the Hill. Simpsons on the way down and King of the Hill on the way up. And it's just it's funnier now, like objectively funnier, and just like a fresher. Like I haven't seen 250 or however many Simpsons I've seen. It's just like highly recommend King of the Hill. It's all on Hulu, so if you want to watch it.
Yeah, my buddy loves it. He's been trying to harass me to watch it for a while.
Do you think realistically, like I get that she's doing this for the movie to show off her legs and whatever, but like would anybody ever paint their toenails like that? I guess it kind of makes sense. But I would think that you would probably just sit in the passenger seat and like put your feet up on the dash to paint your toenails, right?
Yeah, I, I, I mean, but it's also like homecoming, and you're flexing a little bit.
Showing off a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, teenagers. I forgot that they're the Ducks.
I mean, they're Vikings colors, but they're the Ducks.
Yeah, and it's not like Oregon Ducks or uh like what would you say, like the Mighty Ducks or something like that.
What color
It's
are the
like a
Mighty Ducks like
random
away
thing.
jerseys? I know what their logo looks like and they used to look like, and I know modern, but like what are their colors?
Now
Yeah.
it's like
Maroon?
bronze, bronze
Bronze.
and
Okay.
black, like not gold, but like bronze and black and orange is what their colors are.
Okay.
Not no green anymore.
Yeah, Ducks is definitely going to be a trivia question for the minute quiz. I would imagine also what colors is the school will be a trivia question possibly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you know what? And him using the wrench is very a la Dom of him, huh?
Yes.
In this
Mm-hmm.
situation?
I think we've said that too. I mean, we've probably said. I would guess everything we're going to say in this episode we've probably said before about these movies, but especially because this one we've talked about more because we did this three-part crossover with Mike's
Oh
show and with
God,
Brian's
yeah.
show, right? So like
That's right.
we've had so many conversations about Tokyo Drift.
We definitely have.
I mean, we'll never do it for Rocky Maivia Picture Show, and I don't know that there's any like there's the beauty of this movie in a certain way is that there's no like recognizable actors really, right? So
Yeah, that's true.
it's not like we're ever going to do like a Nikki Griffin podcast.
Also
Although if we
true.
do,
Yeah.
you know,
Making dreams come true. Going fast. Ha ha ha.
it's funny to me, and maybe it's real, but like the scaffolding, like I feel like that's not how they make houses anymore. Like scaffolding on the sides like that, like it
I
feels
have
like
no idea.
decorative for. I mean, I haven't really driven around or walked around, a development under construction in development, haha. But I feel like when I see, houses being constructed upon or built or whatever around town, it's not like that. So I don't know.
Do you even have new constructions around you? Because like I don't think we have a ton of them.
Sometimes, like if a house gets raised and they'll rebuild it, but it's rare. There was
Yeah.
one house that I walked by every day that like it was like a real like dumpy falling apart. Like I don't know if it was just not owned or not lived in or not taken care of or whatever, and that got knocked down. And then they built a huge, huge house, like gaudy big house. So I like it's weird to be on the outside looking in, like when you're looking through Shangri La, where it's like that they're probably doing some kind of work just about every day, but you don't see what's going on. So like there's like weeks where it's like, oh, nothing's happening, and all of a sudden like they put up the walls, like the drywall
Yeah.
or whatever, but just like, oh, it looks like wildly different now, like in a day, right? So,
Yep. Yeah.
but I haven't really seen the scaffolding like it, but it cinematically, it looks good. All the porta johns and stuff, but
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Also, like I don't think that they build them all simultaneously, right?
I have no idea. I would
I
either
think you do one by one, and you go down the line.
well, you probably have like window guys, and you probably have like door guys, you probably have like HVAC guys or whatever, right? Like Justin, right in. I
Yeah,
would imagine
true.
that you probably have like some kind of like phases where it's like it's just like completing one. It's like like an auto body line, right? Where it's like everybody thinking about to that Michael
I
Keaton,
see. I
Mr.
think the other way
Baseball.
around. I think the other way around because of like the the money, like like maybe you do like four, and then you do like the next four, the next four, the next four, so you can like get people in them to start renting them or
Yeah, I guess it
buying
depends on
them.
how it's laid out, right? If you're just like, oh no, these are all pre-sold, we're going to build like 40 homes, or if it's
Okay,
like, oh
yeah,
yeah, no, we have none sold, we need to sell them as we go, then I would imagine then for sure you're not building
yeah.
40 without having sold none, right? So
I've never really. I mean, optimally, I think it would be good to do them like like you said, like down the line, like do like all the electrical, do all the
Yeah.
drywall, whatever, do all the siding, like one by one. But like, I don't know. That's how they're building. It seems like they're all in the exact same stage of building these ones.
Yes, which seems like the least likely.
Least, yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah,
Either way that we're laying it out, either like the one way or the other way. Although this house is a little bit more barren, but like, yeah.
yeah. I have no idea. These ones are a lot more wood. They're like they're in an earlier stage compared to the other ones for sure.
Guess she's got a new date to prom.
Uh oh.
Our main girl, Linda Boyd, about to show up though in a couple minutes. Very exciting.
Also true. Um, it's been like prom season lately.
What does
I've
that
seen.
mean?
I don't know.
Like
I've
in real
just seen.
life?
Yeah, yeah. I've seen like a
Who
lot
do
of
you
my
know that like is going to prom?
coworkers' children's.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. I'm like, are you friends with high schoolers?
No, 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 no. I'm not Han in this movie. I'm not just randomly friends with high schoolers. I like one of my coworkers showed me her son going to prom the other day, and I was like, oh, interesting.
High schoolers born as late as like 2008 right now? Jesus.
Really?
Probably. I mean, it's 14 years ago, right? So if you're a freshman,
Oh, jeez, that's terrifying. That's really, really scary.
the slow motion's a cool effect. I mean, this just has, as we record this and Justin Lin just recently bowing out of Fast 10, like, there's the style here, there's the flair here that you didn't, like, it's a different kind of feel from the first two, right? But, like,
Instantly from the rip. Yeah, I agree.
also, this, like, upside down shot, I feel like we saw a little bit in Fast and Furious #4 when, like, Letty's in there, you know what I mean? Like, the,
I
the
agree.
upside down car, or someone, like, looking out or crawling out or whatever. Nice little feel.
I like that they took them to the police station, not the hospital. Like these
I
people
don't
are
know.
concussed.
Yeah, for sure.
Like they need medical attention first.
Well, the whole police station is just like a blue tent. They went to the blue tent and just
Yeah,
while they're in
exactly.
while they're in, the, in concussion protocol.
Okay. Yeah, like one little ice pack for his head is not going to stop him going 60 miles an hour into like a concrete pipe.
No, 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 no. And now that he's in here, he looks even like less banged up, right? He's just like, oh yeah, he just got like a little bang on the head. The whole
Yeah.
bloody teeth thing, the whole everything else is just. He's a superhero. Now he has a band-aid on his head too. Like, so maybe he got medical attention from the last time.
Yeah, in between.
As much as I would love to talk to, obviously, like Vin or The Rock or Jordana or whoever, there was something special that we've only talked to Linda Boyd.
I agree. And she was the delightful person.
Yeah.
Like just down the line she was awesome. Right behind the no smoking sign, she lights up a cigarette.
We talked to her, I think, about coming back, right? And she was like, I don't know. Like, Justin Lin, he's doing the next movies. Now he's
She
not.
she didn't know because she hadn't seen any of the other movies,
Right.
remember? She was like, "Oh, really?" Can you imagine just picking up your kids and they're like all banged up like that? Like they just showed up and they're like, I'd be like, "What the hell are you guys doing?"
Yeah.
They're so comforting about it.
I was just thinking about like how movies like this where they mean so much to us. Obviously, we watched them and talked to them like a dozen or more times by now, right? Like to a lot of the people in this movie, it's just a paycheck. Like obviously to Lucas Black, it's a career changer. To Sung Kang, it's a career changer, right? Like
Oh
it
yeah.
becomes this whole other thing. But like to most of the people in this movie, it's just like, oh yeah, that's what I did for 6 weeks in 2005 or whatever.
I love that shot of the chair changing from him to the plane.
Yeah.
It's really really awesome.
There's one of my all-time favorite transitions. Also happens on a plane in Midsummer. Did you guys see Midsummer or no?
No, I never saw Midsummer.
So there's
MC
this one
Hammer.
scene. So it's about. Are you asking Rachel if she's seen it?
No, I said MC Hammer because there was his posters behind him.
Oh. There's a scene in Midsummer where Florence Pugh she goes crying into a bathroom and like closes the door, and like you're above the door, and as the door closes, it becomes a bathroom on the airplane that she's taking, which is like
Oh,
it's such a
very cool.
seamless, perfect transition. of her like closing doors, like in rough shape, sobbing.
Yeah. We've
Christmas
been
trees.
we've been See, I think the trees always look like that. Like that. That's
No, but there's like on the lamppost, there's like a wreath with like a little like bough of holly or something inside. The
makes
trees might,
sense.
but like,
Yeah, I think the trees are always lit up.
but those
Just
are Christmas
remember.
trees on the sides. Like those
Yeah,
are not
there's a
always
wreath
there.
there, like some kind of
Reeds, yeah.
Christmas. Yeah,
So sometime I would say between November and like January. I think Wes did the he like looked at that one
it was like December something. Yeah,
billboard, yeah.
it said the date on it.
And here's the scene. Did you buy that shirt by the way that I made you?
No, not yet. I'm going to.
New merch coming. I mean, there's new merch up there now for sure because
I
it's up
think I
unless it got
think one of
taken
my
down.
friends I think one of my friends might have bought one already though.
I haven't got an email about it. I mean, it's possible, but I don't know. It's not instant.
Okay.
Joe had me buy make a really dumb Fast and Furious Pittsburgh Steelers shirt. So if it's still up there, Too Fast You Ever Shop to get some dumb stuff, and also well, it's all dumb stuff, but some of it's cool dumb stuff. That took
Yes.
longer than 45 seconds. It took me. I had to figure out how to warp the image in the way that I needed to warp it, and then I'm like, oh,
Oh.
okay. Then it took 6 seconds, but it took like 2 minutes to
Okay.
learn it and like 6 seconds to do it.
Sorry. Thank you though. Why did they have to like dishevel her lipstick? That's the most disappointing part of it. It's like why'd you have to make her look like that?
Gritty realism, man.
Apparently. I do love the utilitarian, like how much stuff you can fit in a tiny ass space.
You're gonna have an hour's worth of work for this minute.
Yeah.
That book behind it
Straight
that just says
stuff,
stuff.
straight stuff, Wally Land.
Minute 15 of the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. Inside Dad's house.
See, some of this is in Japanese though, so it's hard to find. Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
but I
like,
mean, like anything you can find, right?
yeah. And some of it's just like paperwork. I wonder what this trophy he has back there. Look, there's a trophy in the
Looks kind of like
cabinet.
a bowler, a little bit, like a guy bowling, maybe, but like lefty. I don't know. It might not be.
Yeah. Oh, they're football trophies. It looks like
Okay, that
rushing.
makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that was like a guy rushing, like kind of a Heisman type pose.
Sure.
Sean's dad needs to come back too. We don't talk enough about him. Like
Wonder
in
what
the
else he's
sense
been
of
in.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Let me take a look.
That's a classic Navy shirt. Just says Navy.
Pretty solid.
So if Sean's dad has all these books in Japanese, he can read Japanese then,
I would imagine so. I would hope so.
right?
Major Boswell, Brian Goodman. Most known for The Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, Munich, Catch Me If You Can,
Noodle Grandma.
and What Doesn't Kill You. So he's been in at least 2 Spielberg movies.
Catch Me If You Can. Interesting. I wonder who he plays. I don't
He
really.
plays motel owner or something. 6 episodes of the David Duchovny show Aquarius from a couple years ago. He's still working. He's still in stuff.
That's cool. Good for him.
1 episode of Justified. I told you, I think I messaged you and Wes that I was watching The X-Files and Harry from The Racer's Edge from the first movie showed up. And I was like, is that the guy who does the voice of Teddy on Bob's Burgers? Because like I've said that in the podcast before that I think they have the same voice. And I'm like, oh no, it's just the guy from The Fast and the Furious. So,
Ah,
but that episode of The X-Files was like 2000, either 2000 or 2001. So like basically what Harry looks like, but he was a cop. So it was weird to see him in
and
a different
around the
context.
same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we don't know when was shot which, but yeah. Suika. That guy has cool hair, but they're not showing you it. Damn it. There was like a tiny glimmer of his like orange and yellow hair, but then they didn't give it to you again. I I don't know how I'd feel if my school was like more office buildingy than school. I think it'd be kind of cool.
Well, so Ramapo College, where I went to, and many of the guests that we've had on the network, not really anymore, but a lot of the hosts on the network went there. started as an office building, and then the school bought it. But like it was like most of the classrooms are office, like it's an office building layout, which is weird.
Oh, yeah. How did that work for you?
It's fine, although like the like I think like the science wings, like there's like wings that I was never really in because like most of the communications classes were in like two places that were less confusing, but there were certain just like, oh, this is like maze like almost like Severance, which is like I don't know where I'm going.
That's very weird. Was it? Is it Community that has the building that's like a business building? Is that what the show was?
Probably that would track.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, put your slippers on. Here we go. Yeah, that would be so stimulating to see all of these classroom signs in a completely different language that you don't know.
Like yeah, everything is new. Like the food, what you do. I mean, going from especially going from
This
McDonald's
looks good
to
though.
whatever that
Yeah.
is.
Oh yeah, yeah. Fish cakes, noodles, sushi.
At least he's good with chopsticks, right? Like he's not
Which I don't expect. That's the first time I thought about that, now that you said it.
like he should be using a cheapo plastic fork.
Yeah.
And like we don't need a scene of him like, hey, do you have a fork? But like it would be very telling of his character. He's drinking Mountain Dew. What's in that glass?
Green tea.
That makes more sense.
That would be my guess if I had to guess.
Yeah, it's kind of dark for Mountain Dew. Green tea makes more sense.
And it also like tracks, uh, food wise.
Yeah,
I'm glad that they brought Bow Wow back. I really am.
I think it was nice, and that's I'm bummed obviously that Justin Lin's not continuing, but at least we got the return of his guys, his crew, his little family from Tokyo Drift, right? Like
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
if Justin Lin never came back, I don't know that they would have gotten you know
I
Earl
don't
and Bow Wow, like and Twinkie and Sean. You know what I mean? Like it feels like
I
there's
don't
definitely a connection there.
I agree. I don't think the story would have like went that way if you don't have Justin Lin there. Like I think that was more of a him sneaking them in for the fans more so than like it being necessary at all or like even like a cool flashback. It's like specifically him. Little Lotus going on there. Interesting. How did they change which way they're facing parked wise? I guess
I
you could
don't
pull them
know.
either
Maybe there's
way.
like a maybe like spins as it spins, like it spins like
No, it spins in front of it. Remember, because like Twinkie's car comes out here and then spins on. There's like a disc on the. You'll see
okay.
it. But like, why did they half see? They like, why did they half park them facing in and half park them facing out? If you have
I
this
don't
spinny
know.
guy.
I guess it's just however you pull into the spot, even though it would make sense to pull in like Twinkie did.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you're not gonna back into a thing that's gonna spin your car around anyway.
Yeah. So many bicycles. I didn't realize how many shots of bicycles we get in this one. And
I don't think I
parking
ever
is two
really
dollars.
paid attention to the fact that there's like so much like voiceover there. Like, oh, we don't really explain where we're going, or that Sean's
Nope.
gonna be like a fish out of water here. Those have a couple lines of dialogue, and just like in what is it, seven, six, seven, whenever I think it's
What part?
seven when he goes back to prison. When Brian goes to prison, and there's like that whole thing of like him and Stasiak, like, here's the plan. You're gonna go to this way. You can't do this, and blah blah blah. She's like, oh yeah, because nobody explained what this is going on. So,
Yep. Yeah. We're not gonna waste the time like shooting a scene about it. So yeah.
or they did, and they cut it, and they're like,
Do you have a favorite Tokyo Drift song? Is this it?
um, it's definitely up there. The DJ Shadow song's up there. The
Yeah.
song when they go to the party is up there. It's not Ba with Ba, I can tell you that much. I did
You don't
like
like
that song,
Bob?
but
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
Definitely
I
not
don't know how
Baba
you
the
can
Bob.
not love this song though, right? Like,
Yeah, it's super iconic.
or
But it's
Bandoleros at the end of this movie.
also true, yeah. I want one of those hats. That was a cool hat with the spikes on it. Very of an era.
Sure. And of a culture.
Yes. What was that? I need to figure out what that was. Because it looked like two giant bottles of champagne in the back of that car that were like rigged up like Nas.
Well, you got about, well, what would we figure out? 5 years before we get here?
Yeah. Such a great character.
Draco. Man, and like of all the people who like, look different, like Earl really had a glow up. Like he, looks kind of goofy here and then like in F9 you're like, "Oh yeah, like he's just like a dude, like he's like a man, right? Like he's like a
Yep.
good-looking like as opposed to
Yep.
just like this goofy high schooler."
Oh man. This seems like such a cool, fun thing to do. I wish I'd have gotten into the parking lot racing culture.
Do you think I mean, I'm sure it exists, but do you think that there a scene like this in Pittsburgh?
No.
Where do you think he would have to go for a culture for a society like this? Like obviously there's probably ones in New York and LA, like big cities, but like
Yeah. Maybe you would catch one like Detroit before it died might have had something.
maybe.
But yeah, I don't think that. I mean, maybe it did exist. Like, there's definitely guys that had cars, but like not in a parking garage situation.
24 minutes in, Han shows up. Cinema changed forever, even though it changed in Better Luck Tomorrow, but
Are we 24 minutes in already?
yep. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know the timestamp.
I only checked because I wanted to see how long it was before Han shows up. And there's
Yeah,
Han lurking in the background in his like duster jacket. Yeah, he's got like a full body jacket. Like that goes down to past his knees.
yeah, that's
Doesn't
pretty.
doesn't feel Han like.
No, but it's so cool with the black
It is
T-shirt under it,
pretty cool.
and they're all wearing leather jackets, which also feels like something I don't remember.
What's the weather in Tokyo in around Christmas? Do you know? It's probably pretty. It's not warm. Like it's probably pretty cold.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I was only there in the summer, so it was just hot.
I think the cool thing about they obviously don't make this a Christmas movie, right? Because it's like there's
Yeah.
not mention of it, but it's not like this production is big enough to like adorn the city with. So they just like shot it at Christmas or whatever, right around that time of year. So just factors
You
in.
you get what you get. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Find out what corn chips he's eating. I'm excited. Are we sure? We're definitely not doing Tokyo Drift in order. We're doing it sixth in the like things. We're not
No, I
going
think
to
we're
it
gonna do the
next.
minute. I think we'll do a third because I think I want to do it sooner rather than later.
Same. I agree. Cool. Okay. Good. So we're still a long ways away, but not that long away.
Oh, we were saying 5 years for something in Fast and Furious 4, the episode we just did. Okay, right.
Yeah.
I mean, we're still like a year or more away from Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, which makes sense, but not, 5 years or whatever. Her raccoon eye makeup is really funny. The girl that's like behind, uh, shit, what's his name? DK's
Morimoto?
henchman. Yeah, behind Morimoto. Those two are twins, or look like twins, or dressed alike.
I like that you kept talking yourself down. Those guys are twins. They look like twins. They're wearing the same clothes.
Yeah, they like had the same hairstyle and color, so I got confused for a second. Also, I feel like Jordan brand clothing was much more rare back then.
Well, I mean, I think it's showing that he's on the cutting edge, that he is,
Yeah,
Jumpman.
that's a cool shot.
This whole movie is cool shots, right? Like,
It is.
you could probably say that most times in this movie and be like, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
definitely. I agree.
Like, I'm not trying to make fun of what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, that's a
Nope,
compliment to just
you're 100% right. I get it. There's not,
oozing cool.
yeah, there's not many shots that you're like, oh, that's a lame shot.
Like, at worst, it's like, oh, that's functional. It just gets the job done.
Yeah.
It is weird. Not it's not super weird, but like it's a little weird to have just watched 4 last week and now we're watching 3. Like I don't think I've ever watched these in this order this close together.
It,
Like there's like you I'm sure we've watched 3 and 4 just like in a row like either like on TNT or something, right? Where it's just
yep,
like
that's what I was
because
thinking.
that's how
But
they
they
air
play
them,
them
but
in
like
order too. They're
4
not
then
going to play full.
3, I don't
Yeah,
know, like the way we do it 4 5 6 3 makes some sense. But 4
it
3?
definitely does. Yeah. I never noticed the weird kind of styling on DK's car, like above his driver door has like some weird print on it. Like look like further back than that, like on the window part. Yeah, see, it has like a really intense design that is like like dark gray on black.
Yeah. Do you remember this character's name?
Oh, he's a cool guy.
Exceedingly handsome man, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right.
That might not be exactly right, but I'm pretty sure it's like crazy adverb,
Yeah,
handsome or cool. Let's see. Exceedingly handsome guy. Yeah, pretty great.
it is pretty perfect.
So you're saying on like the back of his driver's side window, there's design, or above the window?
Like above the window, like on the roof and the jamb of the
Okay,
window there. But it looks kind of like a Polynesian style design. Like when I saw just that piece of it, it looked like very Polynesian-y to me,
okay.
which I thought was weird. But now that I'm trying to piece it together, I feel like one tiny snippet of a Japanese print and one tiny snippet of Polynesian art would probably look pretty similar.
Sure.
Like kind of islandy, but
The
yeah.
issue is that his car is dark, and I know it's dark art on there. It's hard to see as they're drifting through quickly.
A dark parking lot. Exactly. I wonder if we'll get like a good seat.
Like I see on the side, like under his door, driver or passenger side, nothing. Driver side, there's a nice design, but I can't
Yeah.
see it where you're pointing out.
Yeah, it's weird that there's only a design on one side, which is probably part of the reason why I never took too much notice of it. And it feels like he's kind of drifting the other way. See? Like,
Yes.
we only get the shot on the inside where
Yep.
he is, and because of the darkness in the thing, I've never
Well, that
noticed it
they
this
always see
much.
the drifting to the outside, right? And there's nothing there,
Yeah.
so
I want that specific Han snack. We need to find what Han snack that is and eat a bunch of them. I wonder if they're koalas, because it kind of looks like the packaging for them.
well, do you know? I don't know what they're called, like the Pockies, I think maybe, or it's just like the
Yeah,
like
those are
they sell them at Bed
sticks.
Bath and Beyond. Like when I used to go to movies with like
Really?
Melissa, yeah, they have like these little like they have like a sort of an exotic like it's sometimes Bed Bath and Beyond like sometimes like with a World Market or whatever. They have like the whole like
The
cool
Beyond?
snacky area, and they have like I think they're Pockies. I don't remember, but there's like
Pocky
chocolate
is the
or vanilla.
sticks.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's they do. I think they do have Pockies, but it's not this. I don't remember what they are.
The pandas are my favorite. Like
It
the
might be
little
the pandas.
pandas that are like
It
the
might be
cookies
the
filled with
pandas.
cream.
Yeah. And there's either chocolate or vanilla. I think.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I think
they also make hazelnut and stuff, but I think you probably only would see chocolate or vanilla. And they're like a little panda that's like doing a sport and filled with cream. I think he might be eating those. They're really good.
Panda snack cream. Yeah, Hello Panda by Meiji.
They're called
Meiji.
Hello. Meiji is like Hershey's of Japan, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, they have like chocolate. They have looks like vanilla. They have like a strawberry of some kind, which I think I've
The
seen.
strawberries are good. Yeah, yeah.
Caramel. I've never seen those. I'm sure they'd be delicious because they're all good. Like they're like airy, but also not airy.
Yeah, and like a cracker cookie kind of sweet situation. They're like dessert combos for Wes.
Cracker based, not pretzel based.
Exactly.
Cookie based, not brownie based.
How did he manage just to break the wing like perfectly in half like that? I kind of like it.
I don't know, man, because he's clearly not able to like do anything well. So the fact that he like
No,
was specific in his ability to break a thing,
that's what I'm
it's a
saying. Like
compliment. Yeah.
the wing is like perfectly in a triangle. Uh oh, he's gonna smell it on him. Brian's favorite part. What are you doing? Were you racing? He's through like a 12 pack here. He drank like a whole case of beer.
He's been up. He's that's how you know. That's how you know he's in trouble. He's mad. Learned it from watching you.
Yeah, but like you wouldn't put these in the sink or something. Well, I guess he doesn't have much space in this house, but you just leave them all over the tables. It's your last shot. You only get one opportunity.
To seize everything you ever wanted. Sound like you were starting to do lose yourself.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going for. Thank you.
It worked.
And he got a bag of chips right behind him. It's been a rough night for Sean's dad.
Yeah, or great night. I mean, how many nights have you ended with a 12 pack of beer and an empty bag of chips, right? And you'd be like, that's a successful night.
Pretty decent. Yeah, could be worse.
I mean, maybe not if you're like angry at your kid and whatever, but like.
Did I tell you that I accidentally did something bad and started a really bad uh like what is it? Not like a habit, but like a bad superstition for the Penguins this year.
No.
I accidentally made Jello shots the first game that they played.
Oh,
Yeah, it's been
the first game of like
delightful.
the regular season or the first game of the playoffs?
First game of the playoffs,
Okay.
and they won in the triple overtime. So been eating Jello shots. So like my house looks like Sean's dad house, but with like those tiny plastic condiment cups.
All right.
That's
I
how it's been
mean,
rolling.
that's not good. There's worse things you could have.
There is, and like I'm not making them. Rachel is not making them for me full strength. They're like just normal strength. So you know, we figured it out. We calculated it. Like 12, like a dozen of them equals like one drink that I would make in a cup of Jack Daniels. So it's like, okay,
Yeah,
right? It's more
but
Jello than anything.
to the dear listeners, your Jack Daniel's drink is pretty strong.
Yeah, it's like 64 ounces. So like that, yeah. So, but normally I would drink like two or three of those a night, four.
There was one time
So
when I was visiting you before Rachel left the restaurant she was working at, and you ordered both of us, Jack and Coke or whatever, and they
yes,
brought like a little extra Jack on the side,
yes.
and I just poured it all. And you're like, no, 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 don't do that. I'm like, why? You're like, because that's the Joe drink. That's like I don't even put it all in like that. They know I'm gonna drink it, but like I don't even put it all in like the one thing. I was just like, so I was like sipping and like pouring like I was watering it down with Coke like
Because
every
they
sip
don't
I took.
have
I'm like,
cups that are big enough to hold as much as I want to drink.
and it
So
was just like it was basically like a pint glass of Jack.
yeah, exactly. That's what it's trying to warn
Insane.
you about.
It took a long time to drink. I think that might have been the night that we met Kate. I think our film club friend, who might be on this podcast later this lap. And by might I mean she will
Ooh.
be, unless she backs out. But she should be here. So now the
I did.
weird thing, oh, not really the weird thing, but kind of the weird thing is that after this, the next episode that we're going to put out after this commentary is Fast and Furious 6. And then we're going to get to, after the next pit stop, will be Tokyo Drift again. So we're going to go 3-6-3, basically.
Interesting. I didn't know that that's how it was playing out in the posting orders.
Yeah. I mean, for us, it's going to go 3-5-6-3. It's a little bit of a extra respite in there, but
Why is Sean's wearing his school uniform still? I was like, why
well,
does
he
he have
got
these
he got
like?
changed out of it. Like it looks like they got kicked out immediately, but they had enough time for both he and the bear paw tattoo guy to
Put their
change,
clothes back
right? To put
on?
on
Yeah,
clothes. Yeah.
that's a cool bridge.
It was a cool bridge, cool sunset too.
The sunsets are really nice because you're on an island, right? So I'd like is I also say this here. Even in Connecticut, like because we're so close to the water, the sunsets are really nice. And I
Yeah.
miss vending machines everywhere, dude. I used to buy so many of these like little coffees, cigarettes,
Wait, the
vending machines.
sunsets are nice in Connecticut, or the sunrises?
Sets. I think just anything that like sunrise, sunset, both. When you're near water, it changes the like color of the clouds and stuff.
I got you.
Yeah. So I like that, you get like the pinkness and oranges more so than I think you do when you're not near water. So they're watching race videos? Look at the TV in the background.
I'm looking. I'm looking. I don't see it. So this is this the same room that Uncle Kamada is in later? Because it looks like the desk that he's at later.
I think so. Yeah, but Uncle Kamada's behind it. Like DK comes back and he's sitting in DK's seat at his
Right.
desk. It's like the reverse seat. They're watching like drift videos in the background.
Yeah. Looks like almost like a dash cam kind of.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It's
There's also a
undistinguishable.
chance it's like a '70s movie, right? Where it's like,
It looks a little bit. Yeah, but yep, you're right. Maybe.
well, let me take a look because on IMDb it'll be in the connections section if it's an actual movie, like somebody will have sourced it already. The most the top review on IMDb is a 4-star pointless installment in the series, and they spelled installment wrong. Well, get out of here.
Before stars.
4 out of 10.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought it
Yeah,
was
IMDb
four out of
does
five.
10.
I thought we were doing letterboxed. Okay.
No, 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 no. I don't want to look at. I'm sure Letterbox doesn't love this. You know,
I
follows
never
followed
figure out how to
by.
play pachinko. I need to learn. Did you ever like see it? It doesn't make any sense to me.
No, but there's a new Apple TV Plus series called Pachinko, where I would imagine you probably don't learn how to play Pachinko, but I'm sure it's a main part of that story.
Yeah, yeah. I need to find like online free pachinko and figure out how to play. I know it's gambling. I know that you it's kind of like Plinko and like that game from
Sure, yeah, I know
uh
Plinko.
yeah, right? Like it's kind of like that, but there's like a whole bunch of like little metal balls that fall down and then you catch them and you get points. I don't know how it works. I wish I did. I probably would have spent a lot of time playing pachinko. The
There's a
parlors
lot of
looked really
connections,
cool.
obviously, on uh, IMDb, like things like referencing Tokyo Drift for obvious reasons, but like so many of them, unfortunately, are just Asian man called Tokyo Drift, Asian kid called Tokyo Drift, back off
Really?
Tokyo Drift, or just like using this as like a
Mild
slang or like
slur.
not a slur, just like,
Yeah.
hey Asian movie, hey Asian reference.
Yeah. Kid driving too fast.
One of the rules for mechanical animals in season 10, episode 5 of Bob's Burgers is no Tokyo Drift, which is pretty funny. Referencing Kimmy Schmidt. I'm just trying to see if there was the movie that was on screen, if that was a movie, but it's like all these things are just.
Yeah, they're connections to Tokyo Drift, not connections from Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, I don't see it, but I might have missed it because on it's not doesn't there's not a great clear distinction on the phone. One race ending is the same as an initial D. You like Initial D, right? That anime?
Yeah, Initial D is really cool.
Yeah, so it doesn't list it as a thing. So that might just be drift videos. That might just be like YouTube or whatever YouTube was, because this is like when YouTube was coming out. So like, not the YouTube you know today.
Yeah. Did they ever make a live action Initial D? It might have been that, like something from that too.
I don't think I've ever seen any Initial D. I don't even think I had heard of it until you.
It's fun. It's like just, if
There was a
Ash.
film. There was a feature film in 2005, Initial D, that I think it looks like it's on Netflix,
Okay.
starring Jay Chow.
But that's 2005, so it was after this, right?
No, this is 2007. 2006, 2007?
Hmm.
2006. So yeah, that came up before this. But what it was referenced in, like one of the race endings, that was from the anime, not from the movie.
Makes sense.
So
197. I wonder, but like, does he get a ticket in the mail? It seems like, that would be something. Like, maybe they don't chase you, but Han's gonna get, like, his license revoked or a ticket in the mail tomorrow.
that'd be pretty funny.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't even try to catch you. I mean, we're still going to hit for it. I'm still going to charge you, but like they don't chase
Yeah.
us.
I want to be in a weird Japanese back alley like this with a bunch of cars.
This is a big back alley, man. This is like a food truck back there. Like this is like a whole. This is a scene. This is a vibe.
Yeah, it is.
Another good song. I like
This
this
is a
song, but I
great
like when
song.
they go into the like the party in the party. I think
Yeah.
there's
These
just
definitely.
so many dudes in this room that we just never see again. Right? We're gonna walk by two women making out. I think.
We are. There was a bunch of TVs stacked there for no reason. Yeah, this back.
Yep,
So
there they
there's like
are.
a weird back alley, and then you go through like the whole. But it doesn't seem like there's really
Oh
like
yeah.
storage or anything there either.
I don't know. I don't know what the. I mean, I guess it's like it's the garage or something, right? Like this is there in the garage. They're in the upper of the garage, right? So like that's the back. They're in the store. No, maybe I don't know what this is. Or this is a club. This isn't the garage.
Yeah, but I think they walk around the front. Okay, now let's pay attention and see if they like leave this place or if this is just like another piece of Han's garage.
Right, because there's like the back room and what
Yeah,
that is, and then there's this room and what this is, and then there's where they go because they continue this, little Goodfellas esque, even though it's not a single take,
yeah.
journey through the restaurant. Do you think anybody else has ever honestly, earnestly compared Goodfellas to Tokyo Drift?
Never, ever, ever,
Probably
ever.
not, right? That's why you come to Too Fast, Too Forever, folks, for terrible, unfounded, baseless comparisons. I tear it up. There's a lot of things in here that are like not really dirty, but like somewhat like overtly sexual, where he's just like, in case you blow your wad or whatever earlier, just like that doesn't.
I am whoever want to be.
So he
You
goes through this door, which just looks like a normal door, into
Yeah,
the
see, okay, and
garage.
he's in his garage. Okay, so he has like a club in the back of his garage.
So he has a club in the back of his garage, and he's got a storage room in the back of his club.
And then a bar.
I guess there's a chance that like it's not in the back of his garage. It's just like two businesses that like abut back and forth, and like
That's
they pass back and through like sort of like adjoining hotel rooms.
yeah, that's I definitely think much more logical. Like there's like a bar, a storage room, and then like a small dance club that's like part of the bar, but it also has a door that like comes up to the back of his garage.
Because like this is an enormous space that probably costs so much money, but then to
Oh my
think
god,
about like
yeah.
the amount of money you have to spend for the floor, like the actual like footprint of essentially three things or two and a half things, right? Like
Well, we know that Han has he left with all that money, so he
he's
might have
got the
just
fast
bought the
five. He's
whole
got the fast
building.
five money, right?
That's what
So
I'm saying. He might have bought the whole building, and he's just like a successful landlord in Japan now. And he
there's
kept.
worse lives to lead.
I wouldn't be too mad about it. I mean, I wouldn't be hanging out with high schoolers, but at the same time, not too bad.
Oh, another song that I like is the when they're drifting down the mountain, like that instrumental song. That's a cool one.
I don't remember it off the top of my head. I have to wait till we get there.
We'll get there.
We will. We absolutely will.
It's like the night drift where they're all like, I think it's when they're all like, it's like the dance where they're all in like the six cars and they're just like, he's before he races DK.
Yeah.
I'll point it out.
One eye. I also miss mecha clothing. That was like a very of the time
I
situation.
don't think I know that brand. I was just looking at that sweater.
It was like hip hop slash rave clothing.
Yeah,
That
it
was like
tracks.
very of this time. I think it was more hip hop though. Oh, now we see dad wrenching. Uh oh.
Yeah, Dom would be proud though. This is a muscle car. In a land of tuners, muscle reigns supreme.
And like this feels like the how do I reach these kids moment, right? Like why doesn't he just invite Sean to just like hang out with him and just build this car and stay out of
Yeah,
trouble?
like that's the thing, right? It's like I get that you love cars, you get in trouble around cars, but let's do cars together.
And here we have one that you can't drive and get in trouble with.
Right.
But
And maybe by the time we finish this in 6 months or a year, or however long we do it slowly over the course of whatever,
yeah.
you'll be a more mature man because we'll have spent like hundreds of hours together.
Yeah, or at least you'll have like respect for me so you won't like go out and get in trouble. Yeah, plus you can bring your friends from high school over and they can all work on the car with you because you
Yeah.
seem like you're all like trying to do the same thing. So there was a very easy solution here, Sean's dad, and you blew it.
I mean, he's too busy with the prostitutes. I do like that the farther that we go into this podcast, the more willing to be you're like, yeah, his dad's kind of a fuck up.
Oh, his dad's not like a good guy. I
Right.
said he has a better sense of time than his mom.
Yeah, I guess that's different.
Yeah, like I'm not defending him being honorable. I'm just saying with all of his time in the military, he should know what time it is, or at least how to tell time. It would be really funny though if he spent all that time in the military and he just constantly getting in trouble. Sean's dad never became like an admiral because he couldn't tell time. She's like, "Fuck, wrong day again. Shit, this is the story of my life."
Oh man, I want to pour one out right now as he hands Morimoto the iPod. Apple today, as we're recording, just discontinued the iPod. 20
What?
years.
Really?
No more
I didn't know
iPods.
that.
2002 to 2022. RIP.
What were iPods like? I think that like last time I went to an Apple store, there was only like clip-on ones again.
I think, yeah, there are a couple. I think you could probably buy like a handful online. But I mean, like, everything. My Apple Watch has 32 gigs of storage, right? You know what I mean? So,
No, that's what I was saying. But like the last time I went to look for one, like there was a period where like you had iPod touches for people that like didn't have an iPhone but wanted the thing, whatever, whatever.
basically wanted an iPhone without the phone. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that like last time I went to the store, like there wasn't even those. Like they don't make
It might
those
be just be
anymore.
shuffles or nanos. I don't actually know what
Yeah,
they discontinued, but they're no longer making any iPods. So,
but like yeah, last time I went there, I thought that there was like just shuffles that had like 120 gigs of memory, and it was just a shuffle that clipped on again. And I was
right.
like, I thought we got rid of those like years ago.
Is this building that they're playing soccer on anything in particular? Like, do you know if this is like a famous building or it's just like a building with a soccer roof on top of it? Because, like, or
Yes,
soccer
I've
field,
been
because,
there.
like, you've been there.
Yes, I've been to that soccer field, and it is the top floor of a grocery store.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Well, I mean,
Are they overlooking Shibuya Crossing here?
they are.
Okay.
Um, Not really like a grocery store, but more like a department store that also sells groceries.
Okay, that
Get,
tracks. Yeah, like a kind of
get what
like
I'm
if
saying?
there was like a Macy's or whatever, or like a
Yes.
FAO Schwartz in New York, which is like this is like kind of an institution, this is like a thing, and then we're gonna have like a cool sort of like kitschy thing on the roof.
Yeah, like that store is like a one-stop shop, definitely a la Macy's, but also sells groceries as part of their deal.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's called Tokyo Hands.
Tokyo Hands.
Tokyo Hands. There was just a
Tokyo
big sign that said
Hands.
Tokyo like
Okay.
on the side of the building that they showed as they were like climbing up to the thing. But yeah, there I think there's like probably like a tea room. Like this is like a pretty popular famous one, right? Because it's like it is the like Macy's in New York City because it overlooks Shibuya Crossing,
Right.
and it's like been there forever. That I think there's like a tea place up at the top. Like we went through it and like we just skipped all of the department store bullshit and went straight to the top to go to see the soccer field. But yeah, it's and the soccer field is like owned by Adidas. I think it was called Adidas Futsal Park. See Tokyo, like right above them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're just on the roof of that
It's
grocery
an
store.
enormous building now.
It seems like it, and it is big, but not super high. Like not like skyscraper high, right? Like they're only like 6, 7 stories up. Like that's not a ton considering how big some of the buildings are and how big some of the buildings are in like other cities. So, but yeah, it is big. It's just not like 40 stories up like they kind of make it look in some of the shots. You know what I mean? Like
Right, 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 right.
it's not that
This is
high.
why I drift.
Damn, this is why I would drift too.
Yeah.
I love that they're like at a place in Tokyo where there's nobody on the street. This is like, like when you see scenes of New York City and it's like, oh, there's no cars around. And you're like,
Right.
nowhere at any point is there no cars around.
Yep.
Just not how it works here. Do you. How much of that do you think was Han versus him being cool at drifting? Because I think like 90% of it was just Han being handsome.
I mean, I think there's a real overlap between those two characteristics, right? Like,
Also true,
but,
yeah.
yeah.
Like, I think Han could have pulled up, like, knocked her driver's side mirror off and been like, hey, can I get your phone number? She's been like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, maybe not as gracious about it, but still into it.
yeah. Oh, look, they have girls in cosplay behind them. This seems like this would have been a fun day of shooting. Just running through the streets with, like, a bunch of people in costume and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. This is weird lighting in this. Oh, because okay, it's artificial. I was just like, is that like a weird like sunlight? But no, it's just those lights behind Han.
Yeah, and why would you use those
I don't know, man.
as your lighting in your garage or house? Weird. Very, very strange.
I can imagine a lot of people on the streets of Tokyo wanting to buy shoes from the goofy white American, right? Like,
Uh, yeah.
I mean, just as like a kind of like almost in a way to like make fun of him.
I don't think like I don't think no no no. I think that there would be a curiosity if you were in a place like Harajuku that like is known for like selling Nikes and stuff that like he might have American only ones. Is what I always think. Get what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're
Mm-hmm.
like a sneakerhead and you see like the one white guy and he's like trying to sell shoes, you'd be like, "Oh shit, like what has he got?" Because like he's different from us, so maybe he has something interesting and weird that we couldn't get somehow.
Right.
That would be my curiosity. So I think that you would at least get like some eyes, like what do you got over there in that bag? Damn it, Sean! I spelled it again. Fuck. See, his dad showed up late. He didn't know what time it was.
Yeah.
I think these are drifting videos of. Yep, I think those are drifting videos of the actual Drift King, the guy that was it the that
The
was just the
fisherman.
fisherman. Yeah, because they're playing them again on this TV here, and I think those might be some of those like his early videos of what drifting is,
Yeah. Okay.
which
That
would
tracks.
track. Yeah.
Yeah. No pun intended on track.
No. Oh, look, tandem drifting. Do you think Han lets Sean beat him here?
No, I don't think they're actually like racing. I think it's almost like you go first, and like if you fuck up, I'll like I want to be behind you because like if you mess up, I'll know how to avoid you, right? But like if
Makes
if
sense.
if you're if you're behind me, I might be doing everything right, and I still might get hit. So
Yep. Yeah. Does the decal on the side of Sean's car just say AR?
I don't know.
Because I think it
A
does.
It might be AR, and it's like it's mirrored on the other side. Like it doesn't say AR, it's like RA, but like revert. You know, it's just like
Yeah, yeah,
a.
yeah. Yeah, they're mirrored. That's pretty cool. They just built out the whole hatch into a subwoofer box. Very cool. Sean gets his first win. He got this sick jacket on. Neela's like, wow, you're hot now. See, like, imagine trying to sit in class and, like, learn whatever she's reading fully in Japanese.
I can't imagine. And then dumb white boys IMing you in English. But
Yeah,
like
but she
this
knows
this school does
Japanese.
seem like international, right? Like it seems like there's. I mean, and we're just focusing on like his ragtag bunch of misfits. They might be like 100% of the non-Japanese kids, but like it feels like there's more than just a couple who would benefit from. I don't know.
He's really, really too good with chopsticks.
Seriously,
Like absolutely. Like once you pointed it out at the beginning, like there's no way he knows how to use chopsticks like this. It does. It just doesn't fit the rest of the character, right? Like,
not at all.
okay,
Not even a little bit.
no, like I didn't even have to put ketchup on this. I don't know what anything is, but he's like badass with chopsticks. Like, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah.
How are you gonna? Oh, I don't know. How is he gonna wind up on a date with Neela and expect like nothing to come of this? You big dummy. Serious, you know what I mean? It's like who could have thought? It's like we did immediately when you asked her out on a date like this. At least he gets to have cool clothes now that he sells, you know, goods for Twinkie and does racings for Han.
Yeah. He's able to take her out for a nice no ketchup or anything dinner.
Yeah, bento vending machine type situation.
Yeah.
She looks so confused. Watching this with like no sound, like her face is just like, why is he saying this about everything that he's saying?
Here's the instrumental song that I like a lot. If you can hear it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about now. Yeah, like the Tokyo Drift like
Yes.
score part. Yeah.
Yes.
Did they ever do a full Racer Trash Tokyo Drift, or did they just use it in everything
No,
else?
they did Drift Date, which was like a 6 minute segment, and then they did like two beatdowns. Like they've used it in other things, but they never did a whole feature about it.
It makes sense. I thought because like I remember seeing it in a whole bunch of stuff, but I didn't think that they ever had did like a full movie version of it.
I think that's what's hard. Like when we watched Heat Wave, it's like you take a cool movie, like you can do stuff to it. I mean, also Heat Wave was not like what it became, right? But like it's I like the remixing of a thing. It's hard. I think it's hard to find the thing that they want to remix. I think, right? So
What do you
I don't
mean?
know. Like I think a lot of what they do is nostalgia driven, and I think it's close, but like you could only really do like the first few Fast and Furious because like the newer ones are kind of like too modern in a way.
I agree. Yeah. But I was just saying like Tokyo Drift seems to fit the aesthetic, but it's also one of those things that fits the aesthetic so well that it feels like something they would have cut into like a bunch of other things
Right,
for like theme and song and feel
for sure.
to the point where like they're like, "Oh, well we don't need to do it because we've already used it in 50 other things."
Right, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Third set of tires today.
It's a lot of
I
money.
need I need new tires. He's still wheeling them out though. Oh, Sean's wheeling them out.
Oof, that's a good punch. A lot of punches in the franchise. That's one of the better punches, I think.
Sean's selling pretty well, and the way it's shot is sold pretty well too.
Dewey could learn a thing or two
Yeah,
from
he
Lucas
could.
Black's selling.
Yeah, he could. Rico, come on! I can't believe the poor girl got all of her stuff cut out. She's such a cool character.
I know, man. Never
Like,
come
there's
doesn't
so
come
much
back.
there, so much
Seriously.
possibilities. I also can't believe she didn't get cut back into like F9. You know what I mean? Like, even if they gave her like another small, like she wasn't even there. You know,
Right.
tail between his legs. He's not so cool anymore that he got punched in the face.
He's all beat up. Although, she doesn't think that DK's that cool anymore either. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, Sean's kind of a punk, but like, still beat up. DK shouldn't have done it. Violence never the answer.
I like that DK has a computer, has a logbook, has all the money, and still doesn't realize that Han's stealing from him.
He's not good at things,
He's really, really bad.
or he's too trusting of Han. I don't know.
Is that a six disc CD changer right behind him?
On the
Like a
wall,
really old school one? Yeah.
it might be.
It looks like it's not even like a changer. It just has like six CDs that you plug into like six different CD players that are somehow connected. Like it doesn't look like any of them move. It looks like they attach six CD players together.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, not very smart, guys. I don't like the design elements of that. But it looks cool on the wall because you can see the CD spinning. Nose to nose.
There's a lot of nose to nose in this movie and in the franchise, right? There's a whole like Dom Rock at the end of six, right? But there's also like iconically in this DK versus Sean very early. But this is also another nose to nose that is, kind of goes under the radar a little bit.
Yeah, it does. We're like full on Smellins. Oh, one tier. That was a good tier too. We need six people to press on this thing. Okay. See, like Han's shit looks all messed up, but he knows exactly where all of his money is.
Yeah. We talk about it a lot. Like maybe every time we talk about the movie, but like is that a pachinko place? What are they playing in there? Is that pachinko?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, like we talk about this every time we talk about the movie, but like Han, obviously they retrofit that he's got more of a life than we know in this, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like I don't know, Han should. I think it would be consistent, even if it didn't take place after other movies. It would be consistent for Han to just like never really worry about anything, right? Like I'll get money. I'm not
Yeah.
worried about that.
Yeah, he has the like yeah, money I can get back no matter what, so not a big
Yeah.
deal. Why are you almost crying now, DK?
He knows he let him down or something, or like he wouldn't be there if this was when things are good. Uncle Kamada does not show up, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he offers him a seat. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean like that. He was gonna sit there anyway, right? Like
Yeah, I thought that just from my memory, I thought that he like walks in and he was already sitting in his seat. Yeah, see? Like you have this computer that's doing you all this good and he's like, "Oh, it's really easy." stealing from us, not you. Us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like it's not really DK's thing, right? Like it's
It's Kamada's thing they let him have,
although
yeah.
it is. I think the more interesting thing there, not you us, like it's not me us, right? Like he's not stealing from me, he's stealing from us. Like you're involved here too. He's taking from you.
That's what I, yeah, that's, yeah, both. This is one of the coolest parts of this movie.
This whole monologue,
Yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Again,
All because of a nail. The war was lost.
I can't tell if it's Sonny Chiba being super cool, the monologue being super cool, both the goofy hat that he has on,
I
everything
think
about
it's
everything.
probably both, maybe a little bit the hat, but I do think that like I'm sure Sonny Chiba would want to do like a cool thing, but like I don't think that he would just do a thing just to do a thing. Like it's probably like, oh, this is a cool scene, this is a cool monologue. Like I'll spend a couple days. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
it was cool, and he elevates it even further.
I bet that was probably like a huge fun get for Justin Lin, right? Like he's making this movie. He's coming off Better Luck Tomorrow. He gets to make a Fast and Furious, and he's like, you know who I'd really like love to have
Yeah,
in this movie? It's like Sonny Chiba, and you're like,
yeah.
oh fuck yeah. Ooh, they just sit up there, drink tea. Okay, now shit's about to break bad. I can't believe how fast this movie goes. It's really, really quick.
It's fast and furious. No, but like they just got back. Like they're like, all right, we gotta rebound from this one thing. We gotta recover from this one thing, and now it's like it's hitting again, right? Like, and it's like, oh
Yep.
no, like this is even worse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like, there's no like, there was no breathing in between.
Oh no, for sure, 100%.
Like, how many times in like the new ones do we get like 30 minutes in between set pieces to be like, okay, like this is breaking it down and building
Mm-hmm.
back up, and a lot of tears. Oh, gun. Uh oh.
Super rare in
Yeah.
Tokyo. In Tokyo.
Yeah. Not. I want to see what that sign says. It says voodoo something. Why would you park your car halfway in the garage? You could have just parked it right outside. I guess maybe in case they try to shut the doors, but you're just sacrificing your car about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Seems weird. When was the last time you used a vending machine?
Of any kind?
Yeah, like do you see them in your like any part of life?
Mm, there was a vending machine when I worked in Austin at the office that we were at, so I used that then. But that's also now 6 years ago. Have I can
More, right?
I don't really go anywhere. Like if I was like in an office building, is there one in your lab or near your lab?
There's two in the lobby, but like they never fill them, but also I never like look for them. I don't know. I feel like we have so many convenience stores, but I'm thinking like even in Japan, Japan has a ton of convenience stores, probably more than we even have, and then they
Sure.
also have vending machines everywhere. So it's like I just don't see a ton of vending machines anymore. Like rest
The thing
stops
about
when
like
I'm like,
the Japan vending machines is that like you can buy an even wider array of things, right? Like you can buy like anything.
yeah, but I'm saying like most of the ones you see on the street corners, like although that there's like the oh you can buy dirty panties in vending machines, like yeah whatever, but like 90% of them are just like tea, water, coffee. You know what I mean? Like
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
cigarettes, like they're in place of a convenience store, but there's also convenience stores everywhere. But there's also vending machines, and like I just don't see as many vending machines anymore around. Not like we used to, where they were like everywhere. It's coming back though. People are buying vending machines all over the place. I
Mitch
think
Hedberg
it's
has a couple of vending machine jokes that I'm thinking about like an HH button, and then also I want a vending machine that sells vending machines that have to be real fucking big.
that's a good one. Yeah, I hit H, but I meant to hit HH.
I did not
I
know
did
there was
not
an
know.
HH button.
Yeah.
I never learned my AABBCCs. God damn it, damn it.
Yeah.
Truly the greatest of all time.
He's so good. I told you the story that my buddy had tickets to his show in Boston when he overdosed, right?
No, I don't think I knew that.
Yeah. He had tickets and the show got canceled and he was like, "Wow, that sucks. Like, I really wanted to go see Mitch Hedberg." And then like the next morning it was like Mitch Hedberg found dead and he was like, "That's why
Ugh.
Mitch Hedberg wasn't at the show last night." And
Yeah.
it was,
Sucks.
yeah. It's just like what are the chances that you would like have tickets to that night, right?
Yeah.
Like
Right. That's great. I mean, there's, I know we're nearing the end of the movie. We still got half an hour left. Like, this is like
we
I
still
mean,
got a
it's not the
half an
final
hour
thing, but
left?
this is like the scene, right? The whole, like, because the Han thing, then we have to have the drifting down the mountain, and then, there's the credits or whatever, right? And then there's the Dom
Yeah.
scene in the credits. So, there's a lot of the movie to go, but, like, it just feels like we're 70 minutes in. Again, we talked about. Han shows up 24 minutes in, dies basically like 72 minutes. Like, he's on screen for, like, or in the movie, in the world for, like, 45 or 50 minutes, right? So,
That feels so weird to think about
it's so
because
little.
yeah, it's so little.
And he was still so cool that they like rewrote the chronology of the series of the franchise to bring him back.
To unfuck it. Yep.
I do wonder, and I don't know if we've talked about this. We might have talked about this, but I wonder if they were like working on four, right? Because I know that you always say like they write the movies to the fans, they listen to the fans, they did whatever, right? But I wonder if they were working on four, and then they were like, oh shit, people really love Han, but Han's dead, and so they're like, all right, well we can have him in the open. Like, and, I mean, the whole opening scene. I guess I was thinking of like the beach scene at the beginning of four. They could have like redone to add him in, but like to add him to the heist is a whole thing. I don't know, but like I feel like if they're
You're
like
saying that
we
was
want to
it
bring
already done and
like
then they
yeah, like
added
like
him
if
after their
if they
shooting kind of
yeah, like if they had
situation?
been done if they had done a lot of the movie and like because obviously he's not really in four like the way that he's in five and six, right? Like
Yeah.
he's in four, but he's in the first 10 minutes. And I wonder if that was just like retroactively like, oh, we can have him in a car with Kara or Mirtha or whatever we're gonna call her in this movie. Like if they knew that they wanted to like completely rewrite it, they might have, or maybe they always knew they wanted to bring him back, and they were just like, we need to really only focus on these core four right now, even though Letty's not in. I don't know.
No, I think it was one of those things where like after this movie came out, people were probably like, uh, it's not that great, whatever. But people were like, but that Han character was fucking cool. And Justin Lin is just like, check mark. Like he might have already had an idea for the thing and he's like, oh, we can add him to the beginning. Like I don't think it was
Yeah, that's fair.
further along than the writing and he might have just done like a quick addendum in the writing, you know?
Yeah, like I love this guy, I love this actor, I want to work with him
He's my
more.
buddy anyways, and if
It's gonna
people
mess
love
things up,
him,
but
just
you
one
know,
scene, just one, how will it hurt? You know, like that we can always be like, oh, well, that was before it,
yeah.
whatever. Oh man, yeah, having to come to grips with Han dying and then taking the subway home, ugh,
Sucks.
really sucks. Shows up to Dad's house with his girlfriend. It's not gonna go well. Also, why do you have to ring the doorbell at your dad's house?
Maybe you left the keys in the car.
I don't know. I wonder what the rule like. Sean's dad must be allowed to carry a gun, right? Because he's in the Navy. Like that's like a thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know those rules really.
I don't know those rules either, but it has to be something along those lines. DK just has a gun. Why is Neela getting into the driver's seat? Oh, she's driving him away?
No, she's in the passenger seat, or is that an American? Is that a
Oh no, he just put his hand on the wheel.
He's driving, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Let's fix up the Mustang so you can race him, Sean. Also, another sweatshirt that just says Navy on it. I'm glad that they're just telling us. But he's wearing like the same exact jacket that Sean was just wearing. Was this like a fashionable jacket in Japan that everybody had them down the line? Sean's was so similar.
You don't know.
Like like this kind of like bomber jacket with like this weird collars type situation. Sean was just wearing one when he was a cool kid, and everybody thought that he was popular.
Do you think it was one of his dad's old jackets?
No, because somebody else was wearing one too. Like the guy that was in kind of like Twinkie's crew, the chubby guy. He had one that was also very similar. Like they were all wearing them. So I think there's like stylistic choices that like everybody had this jacket at the same time.
Hmm.
Okay. Meets him in a parking garage. That's cool. His shirt still matches his car. It's like, I know our friend just died, but like I got a match.
I'm always in green, man.
Yeah. Well, he was in red before, and
You can just see like Bow Wow or Twinkie in his apartment crying. Han's dead, like looking through his closet, like
but like no, like three
I
shirts
got
on the bed.
gotta
Which
look
one
good, man.
matches? Which one matches? This scene feels like it was never this long. Because I know he has to give him the money in the trunk, right? But
Yeah, this is an astonishing long scene.
like I remember it, but I didn't think that they were like in this.
Yeah, like I know that we're in mourning, right? But like it's a long scene, slow scene.
Yeah. Okay. And it doesn't seem like that bag is very full.
No, but you know, there's a good amount of money in there. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not $11 million from Rio money, but it's. But also to think like Han's not dead. I mean, I know that he probably didn't think he was going to fake his own death, right? Or like be lured or be saved by Mister Nobody. But like, I'm going to make sure that Twinkie has some money, but I'm also not going to give all my money just in case I'm not actually dead.
Yeah.
I don't exactly know how that thought process works, but like, I can see something like that happening.
Hold a little bit of money just in case the ship breaks bad.
Sure.
This is such like a weird gang. Like they don't look like a gang at all.
No, and like these guys are in suits, but like so many of the people in the street just like look like street kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, Didn't we talk about in the show? Like, the Yakuza
What?
all wear suits. They all like look like super fans. Like
Yes.
these guys, you can tell, but like, I don't think they'd be seen carousing or whatever with just like kids in Fubu or Mecha or Jumpman
Exactly. Yeah.
hats with spikes on them.
Yeah, like the rave culture, the racing culture.
This is
She
our
looks
race wars.
she looks great in this dress. Also, like I don't think she'd be allowed in there.
No, probably not. Although, I mean, I think that so many things have gone wrong, or not even gone wrong, but like have happened. That like, all right, we can't worry about this now.
But
I
like
don't
this
know.
is like a yakuza hangout, you know? To me that seems
Yeah.
like this
Although
is
she's family though, right? Like she grew up with him,
yeah, but also
so she's been at
girlfriend.
least been around the stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice little marble bust. This is a nicer club, obviously, across the board in every way than the Pearl.
It absolutely is, and is more interesting. Look at all the fun time lights. The
Hmm.
bar is fully stocked. The patrons look, much classier.
Well, the patron's like average net worth in here is probably like $4 million.
They're in the yaks. I don't
I
even
know,
think that they
I
have
know.
money.
Well,
Like
you
they
know,
have money, but it's our money.
isn't the line from that? It's not like our money, but like I have money. Doesn't Han say that like an hour
Yeah,
ago?
exactly.
I have money. I like DK's just a little bit of like hair dye in the front, like three little hair strands going up in the middle of his gelled peak in the front. Like,
I don't think it's dyed. I think it's the
is that
lighting
just
on the gel.
lighting? Yeah.
Yeah, but he does have like a nice
Oh yeah, because yeah, but
duckbill
it did
going
look
on.
like selective frosted tips.
Yeah.
That was just light from one of these like marble crystalline busts or whatever.
Yeah, this movie has a lot of red lighting in it, or orange lighting,
Yeah.
for seemingly no reason, but just to make them look cool.
Our gang a little bit smaller right now, but you see, there's Coffee Boss
That's what I was
vending
saying.
machine.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's vending machines like right outside Han's. There's vending machines right outside Han's garage, like five of them, and like he also lives next to a bar and connects to this, so it's all just goofy to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know.
Oh, but you know what it looks like? Now that I just saw that, it looks like he put a garage in the loading area for the bar. Like it looks like you back trucks up into there. Like it wasn't a
Yeah, but like,
garage per
how big are
se.
the trucks that are backing into a bar, right? Like, I understand like you're getting like liquor shipments and stuff like that. Like, you don't need like a loading dock.
No, this is like a whole complex. Remember? Because like we
Yeah.
saw the bar, we saw the club, we saw the thing. So like it's probably for a lot more than just whatever, like just those things.
I guess going back to what we were saying before about like Sean's dad messing up by like not letting Sean, what, you know what I mean? Like, it could, like, I think in a certain sense it was always inevitable. It was always O'Connor, Brian, right? Like, or it was
Yep.
always Toretto, Brian, that
Yep.
they were going to use the dad's car. But it would have been cool if like the dad was like, no, now's the time. Like, and but they had been working on it. Although I guess, then the movie's probably an extra 10 or 15. Like, it's a different thing altogether. And like,
Yeah.
it's more of a focus on the kids as opposed to the dad. And so, I don't know. I like both sides of it. Maybe in like a TV series adaptation, they do the car together
That'd be kind of cool.
where you have more time to work. Is Tokyo Drift of all the movies? Which one? I think it probably would be Tokyo Drift for me. Like, which one would you want to see most? A TV series adaptation?
Oh, I think that Too Fast would play really well for TV.
Okay,
Tokyo Drift is probably what I want to see most of because give me more Han backstory for any possible way,
sure. Yeah,
reason,
yeah, yeah.
form. Um, but yeah, now that I think that it's between that or two would be the best for TV series.
I did not see two as a viable option, but I think it's probably pretty good.
Set in Miami, buddy cop, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, you're just getting Miami Vice with Paul Walker and Tyrese. So
And like, I going back to this movie now. I know that like they're working quickly, but there's so much work that needs to be done on this car that like,
why'd you paint it?
no, no, not that. Just like days or longer must have passed.
Yeah, I'm always curious. Like, why did you paint it? Just primer the bitch, right? Like you're racing it down a mountain. You might be exiled from this country forever. Like, why did you paint it?
Very good question. I don't have an answer.
Yeah. Like of all the things to waste time on, like paint takes like a full day, right? Like it has to dry, they have to put the racing stripes on it, like all of these things. I get, yes, for the movie it looks very cool. But like if you were in a time crunch, I'd be like, fuck the paint. Like that's the last
Right.
thing we need to do.
You're gonna have to find this dam or whatever when we do the minute.
Oh.
It probably won't be too hard to find, I don't think.
I don't think so either.
A reservoir or a dam in Tokyo or near Tokyo.
Yeah, and the hill that they drift down. I'm curious to see how far away this actually is from the bottom of that hill.
Yeah.
Because, knowing movies, that could be like right at the bottom or like 6 miles away.
Yep.
There she
There's
is.
the raccoon, the smoky eyes, right?
Yeah.
Two girls there.
The thing, it sucks that this doesn't play as cool as it did when the movie came out.
Just because it's because of the technology. Like I feel like you got to keep technology kind of out of it.
No, but like at the time, nobody had phones on their cameras, especially that would like shoot video like this.
Sure. Okay.
So this
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
really cool thing. And now you'd watch this and you'd be like, oh, okay, so like everybody's just watching on their phones, and like kids won't get that this was like a very rare, unique thing that was like, oh, only Japan has this right now. We
Well, the
don't.
good news is that kids are not watching Tokyo Drift.
That's also true. Yeah.
Not actually good news, but like you don't have to worry about them not getting the scene because they're just straight up not watching the movie.
Also true. Yep. Mm,
I wonder how long this race is because we're at 129 zeros right now in the movie. Those guys, that guy's missing fingers, right? Like he wasn't just holding it down; like he's missing 4 fingers. That's some Yakuza hard shit.
yeah, it is.
So there's the bottom of the hill where we were seeing before. Then there's the top of the
Yes.
hill with like the landing strip, sort of like the runway lights.
Yeah.
And then there's all these downhill scenes. So there could be up to 3 different, or more, but like at least 3 different distinct locations.
Oh, you're saying like total that they're shooting on 3 different distinct locations and just piecing it together to make it look like
Yeah,
this?
yeah, yeah. And like in between all these downhills could be in any number of different places. But I'm just saying, there's like clearly the top, the middle, and the bottom parts
Yes. Okay. Fair.
that
Yeah.
all look similar, but might not be. Who knows?
Yeah. Very, very true.
Like this isn't like is Mount Fuji is in Tokyo, right? Or around Tokyo?
Yes.
Is this Mount Fuji?
No. No. Because they would have mentioned it specifically.
Do you think these people that they pass here, that they film going around the corner, that they like get in their cars and like follow them down the hill?
Maybe, but kind of slowly. I think more so they were just like partying on the side. Like they'll go down there and meet them, but they're in no rush. Like wait till
Well,
the
yeah,
end
you're not
of
going
it.
to beat them to the bottom, right? Like it's not like
Yeah. Also, if you wiped out there, there's no way you catch back up pretty much instantaneously.
no, especially like once we know that Sean is good enough to become DK, right? Like
Yeah.
I get that it's cinematic and whatever, but like he aided hard into those cars.
Yeah, dead stop. Sean's gonna keep going. Like there's
It
no
would have
catching
been
back up.
cool. It would have been unrealistic, but it would have been cool if he did the DK thing where he like stops in reverse and like does like the come at me fingers.
Oh yeah.
But just Sean just like racing, right?
No,
So-
he just kept going, and then DK
Yeah.
caught up to him back up to him immediately.
Right.
In the lead, DK still racing down, but he looks like he's starting to stress.
We're 2.5 minutes in. This is going to be a very long, like month of the minute for us.
Oh
Great
yeah, it
scene,
is.
but minute by minute breakdown. It's just like,
nothing,
all right.
nothing.
oh, it crashes there. Okay. Kamada's still with the cigar. Got it. Cool. Very cool.
Dark, drifting, trees.
That's a really cool shot, though.
When it backs up like that, it shows the trees.
Where
And
he
it
goes
shows
like, yeah, like I don't know if that's a drone or if that's just like a super zoom or what that is, but like going from the one and they drift around and then he flies over the little, the trees and then onto the other street where they go down. So
yeah.
also like they're all watching on their phone, but like who's live streaming? Like there's nobody with cameras around for most of the race.
Well, all those people on the sides.
Well, there's no people on the
But
sides
yeah,
in like
here.
most of these shots.
Also true.
so I don't know. Spinning around. Sean's
Caught
still a
it though.
buster.
Yeah, he caught it though. Okay,
Is that a
come
cat that just
on.
squeaked?
Yeah, that was Milo.
Milo, say hi to the pod.
Yeah. He wanted to assume his spot back on top of Rachel, so he announced himself.
I get you. Does Milo like Tokyo Drift?
Yeah, he's kind of watching.
All right.
He's like facing towards the TV with his legs spread out, so.
This race is really chaotic and it's long. Like this is one of is this our last? I guess the tunnels in 4 happen after this, and there's like the safe scene, but like this is really one of the last long.
But are the tunnels in 4 a race?
Not really.
They're like an
Is this our
action-driving
last like long
sequence.
race? I mean, I guess like there's the Cuban Mile, which is a race.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like that just feels like table setting. This is the stakes, right? So
Yeah.
there it
Uh-oh.
goes. Maybe dead. Nobody cares. Everybody's
Cheers.
not only people not care.
Cheers.
People excited he crashed.
Yeah. In front of his uncle.
Yeah.
He seems kind of alive right there.
Well, it was before he landed on his head.
But he seems as alive as Han did.
Yeah, but Mr. Nobody. What if Mr. Nobody was in those bushes too?
That's what I'm saying. We
All
never
right, that
thought
race
about
was
that. Oh, no,
race
he
was
gets out. Okay.
5 solid minutes.
And he gets out. They just dragged
Okay.
him out of the car, and he was, like, climbing out. So, TK's alive.
Okay. TK, log on. Come back.
Yeah. They didn't make much of it, but yeah, they drug him out of the car, so,
Yeah, there was like that 2-second shot. I saw that.
yeah. If you would have asked me before we just watched this right now, I would probably would have said DK died. Like, I didn't remember them dragging him out of the car.
I mean, they could drag out a dead body too. You know what I mean? Like,
No, he was crawling on his
Okay.
elbows, so.
okay, maybe they were weekend at Bernie's-ing him. Trying to turn Bernie into a verb. Weekend at Bernie's-ing him. Oh, here comes Chrissy Teigen. There she is.
Yep. Oh.
Okay, Dom's not in the credits. Dom's at the end of this, right? So there's no credits.
Yeah,
scene in
there's
this
no
movie.
credit scenes. No. It's just this last scene, yeah.
It does feel like a credit scene, though. You know what I mean? Like where it's
It
like,
definitely does. I agree.
and then this entire scene is lifted and put into seven, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's the shot of them like outside the parking deck.
On top of it, yeah.
Said he knew Han. Said Han was family. Oh shit. Who the hell's Dominic Toretto?
But he knows Earl's right there.
I
So
know,
Earl
I know.
must have
They
seen
should
this
know.
happen.
Yeah. Although, it means more to whatever. But what I think is funny, right, is that, like, Dom shows up. It's like, I got to talk to him. And, like, he doesn't go to talk to him. He just, like, pulls up in his car, like, all right, let's race, man. Like, it's just, like, it's not a conversation.
No.
Like, if you're Dom, you fly to Tokyo, playing Bandoleros. You're like, I got to talk to this guy. I know that you talk with your car, but can you imagine how exciting it must have been? Did you see this in theaters or no? Did we talk about this?
No,
How
I didn't
exciting
see
it would have
Tokyo
been to
Drift.
like see Vin Diesel in this movie.
Yeah, like pull up at the end? No.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. But yes, I do remember my reaction being like, oh, fuck, when he does show up at the end.
See, he knows about 10-second
Oh.
races, right? So like,
Yeah. But I think he knows about them from home, not from,
yeah,
like, because I'm American type situation.
Wise Square.
Yeah. Technora. I don't know what those are. Uh-oh.
I love Neela, but she's no exceedingly handsome guy, right? So
Exactly.
If we're ranking the all-time great like race starters, it's like exceedingly handsome guy, and then Rita Ora, and then there's no real third option.
Yeah.
So that was Tokyo Drift. Thank you for listening. Thank you. I mean, we're going to
Yes,
talk through
thank
the
you.
6.5 minutes of credits, but next week, like I said, we're going to be back on our normal, regular podcast schedule with Fast and Furious 6. We'll also have a Patreon bonus episode coming up
Will
after
we?
that,
Nice.
which might come out before. No, probably after it. Who knows? I don't know. I have it in an order on the spreadsheet, and usually, who knows? I don't know.
Do you see
Patreon
police
bonus
officers
episode.
Joseph Bama Crumpton?
Love it.
They put his
Beautiful
nickname in
girls in
there.
Skyline. Bo Peep girls. Neela's friends. Yakuza men. But toofast2forever.com for our Patreon, toofast2forever.shop for our store.
Yes.
Email us, family at cageclub.me. I hope you enjoy these last 3 episodes. We might do more, especially for the Patreon. We might do some bonus ones over there too. So, again,
True.
toofast2forever.com for that. But, you know, nothing but time. I'm glad that, we talked about doing these. I think we might have talked about this in the first commentary when we recorded a while ago. We talked about wanting to do these for a while, and it just it makes organic sense to do it now
I like it.
and put them out.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts about Tokyo Drift that we have not get to while watching the movie, while talking about the movie?
Nothing. I just like that movie. I'm glad we watched it again. To be honest,
Well, the good
I'll
news is
never get
that you
sick
and I
of
are going
it.
to watch it in like 6 weeks or 7 weeks or something. So
It
once again,
doesn't get bad for me. It's so fast. That just blew by. So
assistant location managers Jun C. Lin. I wonder. Probably not. Maybe. Not that Lin is really an exceedingly rare last name, right? But
exactly. Yeah.
you never know.
The chef. Oh.
Jose Trujillo.
I keep thinking they're switching them, but they're just like flipping
Yeah.
like
What's the background here? Are those tires or is it leather or what is
tire tracks. It looks like.
tire
It
track?
looks like
Oh
drift.
yeah, okay,
Like yeah.
sure. And they're being applied that they're racing. Okay, yeah. It's like a tread rolling down the street, or basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah. The flipping of it looks really weird though.
Well, what's weird is I'm trying to watch a name and as it flips, it's still scrolling, and so when it
Yep.
unflips, it's a little bit higher than you think it should be.
Yep. That's what I keep.
Inferno artists.
I guess those are the pyro guys.
I guess so. It's a cool title to have, though, man. I'm an
Yeah.
inferno artist. What? I light things on fire. Oh, okay, cool.
Dustbuster. Who was that?
I don't know.
Weird. I have no idea what a lot of these mean.
No, and I think it's if they were going slower, we could probably but these are all visual effects. This, the header, they sort of group by
Yeah,
job or
exactly.
division or whatever, and so
Yeah. Like,
Industrial Light and Magic. That's the Star Wars guys. That's the Skywalker Ranch. ILM is the George Lucas thing. So
oh, is it?
mm-hmm.
That's cool. Additional matte painting by Hatch.
Sure, why not? So here's second unit. So we were talking about Justin Lin stepping down before Louis Leterrier came on. These are the guys who are doing the stuff that are the maybe cars drifting in the mountain that you can't see the actors in, or whatever, where it's just it's all the same kind of stuff, right? It's all
Yeah, yeah.
managers and painters and drivers and all this different stuff or whatever, but you don't have Sung Kang or Lucas Black or whoever there. It's just it's everybody else.
Yeah, they're shooting in between shots that you don't see people's faces and stuff. Yeah. Drifts, stunts.
Props man, Junko Nakajima. All right, props man.
Dolly
Assistant to
grips.
Mr. Lin, Mr. Moritz. Okay, Neil Moritz, the screenwriter. Mr. Townsend, I don't know who that is. Maybe a producer of some kind. Only 3 assistants on the movie, so okay. Two cast and crew, but none of the actors seemingly had assistants.
Is that weird? Do they normally? There's a tattoo artist on set. That's kind of cool.
I think maybe to cover up tattoos. Who knows? I don't know. Depending on the size of the actor, and especially now, I think as the movie's gone on. But like at a certain point, like every movie had Nicolas Cage or whoever had like an assistant. It's just I don't know exactly what they're doing, but it's just like it's a handler. It's just your entourage, it's your posse or whatever, right? So
Makes sense.
Mission Banana Muffins. I don't know what that song is, but I'm looking forward to finding out when we get to the minute.
Yeah, that's a weird. I don't know what that one is either.
Mission Banana Muffins.
Jake Alert.
Realizer's a good song. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like near the top of the Tokyo Drift song, but I like the Crystal Method. Or I liked the Crystal Method back in the 90s and early 2000s, whatever. So
Yeah.
Japanese high performance clutches provided by Exidy. Some vehicle supplied by Volkswagen. Incredible Hulk, copyright Marvel Entertainment Inc., used by permission.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because he definitely had a Hulk car.
Yep. Mm-hmm. The Eclipse glass tinting of West Hollywood, California. And Frontier Homes. I guess that must be like the Shangri-La people, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's probably true. And then these are like the really big bullshit ones.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you for listening. For all things Too Fast, Too Forever, Facebook.com/TooFastTooForever.com, Facebook.com/TooFastTooForever, at Too Fast, Too Forever on Twitter and Instagram. Email us, family@cageclub.me. And come back next time for Fast and Furious 6. I'm Joey Lewandowski.
I'm Joe too.
And we will tell you all about it
When we see you again.